Hi BookTube, it's Gina and I'm here today for a Friday Reads. It's a little bit gray, the weather has changed, which I feel like I should be happy about, but I find myself getting a little deflated when the weather starts to turn gray because for the most part in the Pacific Northwest, once we get gray weather, we have a lot of gray weather for a long time, and it's hard for me to deal with. So I shouldn't complain because I know we've been having very record hot weather in the hundreds, which is very unusual for us. What I really need is to move to Hawaii with Marilyn, Maya, and Mendoza and live where it is like 70, 75 degrees and sunny year round. Does that just not sound like a dream? One of these days. So I thought I'd do a quick update on what I've been reading. This week I finished World Without End, which is the Star Trek original series episode by Joe Haldeman. This is, I've showed this before because I think this cover is just so wonderful. This is the Enterprise finds a starship / planet that has been traveling for thousands of years. The people on it don't realize they're on a planet that's moving towards something. Enterprise tries to help them. They beam down to the planet / starship and get stuck there and cannot transport out. And the people that are on the planet, we're not sure if they're friendly or not, but they believe in magic and they are very dogmatic and cannot understand when the, so much for the Prime Directive, when the away team tries to explain to them that they are actually on a starship hurtling through space and that there really is no magic. So this is interesting because I feel like it's a little bit of a critique of religion on some level, although in a very small way. This, I would say, is very similar, I think, these short Star Trek books to some of the cozy mysteries that I like. They're not great reads. They are fun to read, and they kind of are, they are the just the fun food in your diet. And so this I would recommend. I didn't love it, but I liked it a lot. And of course, the Enterprise is put at risk, and I love the final scene. I love the images of the Enterprise kind of trying to struggle to people on it to stay alive. So this was good. I am also reading An Irish Country Doctor by Patrick Taylor. I just found this at the thrift store last week. I bought this. It's been on my TBR for a while and I saw it for cheap, and so I snapped it up. This I was thinking was going to be a cozy sort of Jan Karen Mitford type of book, and in some ways it really is. But it's also very interesting because it's obviously set in Ireland. They've already talked about halfway through it. They've already talked about the conflict between religions, between Catholics and Protestants. They've talked about abortion. They've talked about poverty. So it's really actually tackling some pretty deep topics, but it's also really cozy. So I wanted to read you a paragraph where the new Irish country doctor, this is such a trope that I actually really like. The new country doctor is sort of apprenticing or getting hired by the old country doctor to help him out and to provide, be a second doctor. And so the new young doctor has just met the old doctor, and O'Reilly's the old doctor. O'Reilly's upstairs sitting room was comfortably furnished. I love stories that have those domestic details. The domestic details continue. 3 Milliken watercolors of game birds adorned the wall over a wide fireplace. 2 walls were hidden by floor-to-ceiling bookcases. From Barry's quick appraisal of the titles, from Plato's Republic Caesar's de Bello Gallica, Winnie the Pooh, to collected works of Sunset Mom, etc. O'Reilly's reading tastes were wide-ranging. That hooked me right there. His record collection, stacked haphazardly beside a Philip black box gramophone, was equally eclectic, and I love that. So I'm really enjoying this. I am about halfway through, and I really am loving this a lot. So we'll see where it goes, but that's really, really good. And then I'm also on my Kindle. I am still reading China Court by Rumer Godden. This is part of Miranda Mills' Comfort Book Club. Miranda's got a wonderful YouTube channel, which I'll link it down below. And China Court is, I'm a little bit on the fence about it. I love the writing. Rumer Godden's style is beautiful. She also grabs those beautiful domestic details that I love and discusses and explains like what the garden looks like and talks about the flowers. What I'm finding challenging about this story is it's written in the present tense for the most part, and you know how that bugs me. And even though it's written in the present tense, it's talking about a lot of it's set in the house, and it's talking about generations that have lived in the house. It's all set in the present tense, and it bounces back and forth so seamlessly that sometimes I'm finding it a little bit difficult to see where I am in time. And so I think I just need to, I'm about halfway through it too, and I'm enjoying it, but I'm struggling a little bit with kind of keeping myself placed in the correct moment. So I'll let you know how that one goes when I finish it. And then, so those are the one I finished and the two I'm currently reading. And then I did want to show you a couple things that I bought. So I did a little thrift store run, and look at this. I found this old copy of My Cousin Rachel by Daphne DuMaurier. It's in pretty rough shape. It's taped up, and it's got one of those plastic covers on it, which just makes such a glare. But I want to read this book. I don't own it, and the pages are in good shape. So this, I think, will be a copy that I can read. Plus, gosh, if it was in better shape, it would be beautiful. It's still beautiful. It's just a little on the rough side. So I'm definitely going to get to this soon. And then I can't stop, you guys, with the Star Trek books. I don't think I've showed you these. I got two, The Next Generations. One is Nightshade by Laurell K. Hamilton, and the other is Masks by John Vornholt. And then I got two Deep Space Nines. I don't have as many Deep Space Nines, so I'm glad to have a couple more to pick from when we get to that month in Book Trek 2021, which I will also link the announcement video down below if you want to check that out. This is Twilight by David George, Deep Space Nine with Quark, one of my favorite characters. And then The Big Game by Sandy Schofield, which is Odo and Cisco. Odo's also another one of my favorite characters. So I'm looking forward to getting to our section of our 5-month mission where we're gonna get to Deep Space Nine. So that is it for my Friday reads. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'm actually gonna go book shopping tomorrow with a dear friend of mine. We're gonna venture out to my local independent bookstore, Third Place Books, and do a little book shopping. Ooh, I also bought some Shakespeare books at the used bookstore in preparation for Shake-Tember. But I think I'm gonna look for some more Shakespeare books at Third Place Books tomorrow, because I would like to also find maybe a couple of annotated editions. So I will show you my Shakespeare books that I bought when I talk about Shake-Tember. So more to come on that. Have a great weekend. Bye.